Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope I find everyone very, very well. Hope that everyone had a great Christmas if you celebrated, and also an even better New Year's. So let's get the usual out of the way. Remember, guys, this is a general reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And since these are general readings, they can either, the energies can either be coming directly from you or be happening to you from an outside source or from a person, for instance. And the energies can switch over upon any given instance. So remember to always just take what resonates and leave what doesn't and what fits for your unique situation. And please do not force anything. If you'd like to book a private reading, check the description box with a link there to my website. Or you can just visit intuitiveperceptions.com under the services tab. And yeah, book yourself a reading if you are so inclined to. Let's go ahead and bless the decks and we'll get started. Beloved God, I open all channels of light, north, south, east, and west. Guardian angels of the four directions, high councils who serve the holy law of one, holy pure ones, please anchor this space in your divine consecration to provide Sagittarius with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, Father. And please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they are meant and or intended to be. Right, Sag. So I haven't seen the cards here at the ends. These are your advice cards. But in traditional tarot, Sag, we have the Judgment card. We have the Knight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles reversed, the Tower card. We have the Chariot reversed and the Wheel of Fortune reversed. All right, Sag. I want to open up your reading with saying, and as a reminder, guys, this is general. So this can be coming directly from you or happening to you, and that can switch upon any given instance. Some of it may be coming to you, some of it may be coming at you. It just depends, okay? So apply it. All right, Sag. What I'm really picking up here is I'm being told just to tell you straight out, Sag, when I see these three cards here at the top, are we going to commit, Sag, or are we going to just talk about it? When I say that, the reason why I'm saying that is because we have Judgment here with the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords. You could maybe possibly be dealing with a Cancer at this point, maybe even Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Sag, Judgment is here for these two cards here because the Ten of Pentacles for me reversed is lack of commitment, non-committal, just not wanting to commit to something. And whatever that may be for you today, whether that's a relationship, a partnership, circumstance, work, whatever the case may be, I'm just really picking up on, are we going to continue to just talk about it and maybe walk around and say what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, what we're going to do this, A, B, and C, or we'll get there, or just basically talking about the issue here at hand or the circumstance at hand here? And what I'm really picking up on is, like I said, are we going to just commit already, or are we going to just talk about it? Because Sag, we can't continue to just gallivant around saying we're going to do this, we're going to do A, B, and C, and then not really do it. Because then, Sag, that makes us look or seem as though we're not a person of our word, that we're not a person of integrity and dignity. Now, whatever the situation may be for you that's causing you to maybe not commit is kind of up in the air at this point. But what I'm seeing here is just, we can't keep talking about all the great things we're going to do. We can't keep putting yourself as well as other people on somewhat of an emotional roller coaster. Because then, Sag, people then kind of, they're forced to, if they're still around, is they're forced to excuse our intentions, Sag. And those intentions that they're excusing may not be our intentions, or they may be. But I'm really feeling like you are talking or speaking of good things, maybe possibly. That it's not necessarily, I don't believe that it's something that you don't want, but we can't keep talking about it and then just completely ignoring the main issue at hand and actually following through with it. And our actions, Sag, are always going to reflect our true and pure and organic intentions as to what we really think or what we hold inside in terms of what we really desire, what we really want. But Sag, when I see this too at the top here, I'm looking past this and I'm seeing, like, I'm asking what's the real root of the problem here. And when we don't commit to something, Sag, even though we know that we can, or we're talking about it actually happening, when I see this, I'm really just concluding, Sag, that it's probably not something that you really, really, truly need. Is it something that you want? Possibly. Yeah, I think so. But is it something that you need? That's where I'm kind of starting to come to that conclusion that maybe it's not. And we can't keep putting ourselves, as well as, like I said, other people on the back burner and just kind of giving people false hope, as well as yourself. And I'm also picking up here that maybe possibly you're holding on to something, or holding on to people, holding on to a situation. I'm also really picking up saving the best for last. These songs, Sag, by Adele, it's called Best for Last. That song's really playing in my head right now because I kind of feel like that's really what's going on here, whether you're doing this or this is being done to you. But I feel, such that with the Tower card here, that this type of behavior or this type of gallivanting, I know I'm being told to use the word gallivant, is all leading towards the Tower card here, and it's upright. So I feel like change is going to come. But the type of change that I feel that's going to come is realization, Sag, that with the Chariot reversed here and the Wheel of Fortune reversed, I'm feeling as though stagnation, if it hasn't presented itself, it already is. And when we walk around talking about it instead of doing it, we end up embodying the Chariot reversed, where stagnation is just, it runs rampant. That's exactly, we end up stagnant because we don't want to commit, because we're just talking about how great it can be or how great it's going to be, instead of finding out how great it is. You understand? That's where I'm concluding, and I'm coming to this conclusion that possibly said this is not something that you really want. And I feel as though that this karmic cycle, this issue here, whatever it may be for you, is showing you that things are not moving in your favor, not only from you, but from the other person as well, or by the other person, or from both of you. And I'm also concluding that we're not taking the good with the bad, Sag. I'm also picking up on that maybe you're in limbo in terms of what you think, and I mean, that's fine up to a certain point. We can go ahead and not really decide what we want, or maybe be uncertain of it. But at the same time, we can't run around talking about it and not doing it, or not completely committing to whatever the situation may be. Because this makes you look like you're not, like I said, a person of integrity or dignity or of humility up to a certain point. Now, you may be wanting to get other people's opinions, of course, but don't leave people on false hope, or leave people upon false pretenses. That's what I'm really feeling here. But in return, it's not only you doing that to other people, but you're doing it to yourself. There's a reason why this is being put off. There's a reason why this decision is not coming to a closure. Does that make sense? It sounds weird, but coming to a close, basically, why there isn't any closure here. And I feel, Sag, like also, speaking of closure, when we just talk about things and we don't commit to them, people then want to walk away from us. People then don't want to no longer waste their time with us. And then I feel as though closure never happens or never comes. And Sag, we also have to realize that who do we think we are when we think that people should wait for us? Given that maybe good things are worth waiting for, of course. But if they're waiting, then it should just be waiting. It shouldn't be discussing and talking about it, because that makes you look like a liar, Sag. That makes you look like there's deception involved. That makes you look like you have something to possibly hide. And if you don't, this is what's making you look like you are. So not only are you causing stagnation and things not moving in your favor, or things not moving in the way that they're supposed to move, but we're being called somewhat of a liar. And if that's really not your intention, why are we doing this? That's where I'm concluding. I don't believe that this is maybe something that you really want. This is something that you really want to invest in. But we're still investing at the same time talking about it. You see what I'm saying? It's going back and forth, and it makes you look like you can't make a positive decision, or a decision as to where you want to continue on with this or not. And I believe that that's why the Wheel of Fortune is here reversed for you, because why will things end, or why will things go in anyone's favor if there's uncertainty involved, if there's not a solidified solution or a solidified answer? Things won't continue to move forward, and things will continue to be stagnant. But with the Tower card here, I feel, Sag, that you may come to the point, or may come to a realization where your decisions are going to be made for you, Sag. And I really don't want to see that happen to you, because, I mean, the power of free will, is having decisions, or having, I should say, choosing, and therefore making a decision. But when our decisions are made for us, Sag, we can be upset if we did not make a decision, or we couldn't make one in time, or in an appropriate amount of time. And going back to the Tower here, I really feel like with the Tower that this is going to be somewhat of a rude awakening. Now, I'm not saying if in the event that this resonates with you, I'm not saying that just go out and make a complete decision and just kind of like YOLO out. No, of course not. But you need to decide, Sag, if this is not something that you want. You have to tell this person, the circumstance, situation, yourself, that you don't want to do it. And I really think that this isn't something, Sag, that you necessarily want. And I keep going back to that because, and also something that you don't need. I feel like it's a little bit of both. More need, I feel, because we're going back to the Ten of Pentacles reversed. This is just non-committal. It is not committing, even though you can, or there's room for it. I'm also picking up too, Sag, leave some room in your heart for the unimaginable. They want me to tell you that as well. And I feel as though too, that judgment is here and it's really sticking out. And I feel like that's you possibly standing there. And they're asking you, or this person's circumstance, situation is like, well, what's up? What's going on? Like, are we gonna do this or not? But you're not only, like I said, putting yourself through this, but you're putting on other people or other circumstances at hold, or on a standstill, at a coming to a halt, I feel. And maybe you've heard a couple things about this person or this circumstance that maybe is preventing you from moving forward, and that's excuse me, that's okay if that has happened. Speak about it and then make a decision. Don't just keep this in limbo. And I'm feeling, Sag, that maybe this decision, if you go with it, could possibly maybe be a good thing for you. But you're never going to see the benefits or reap the benefits from it, because decisions aren't being made. There's stagnation, and the Wheel of Fortune's reversed here. Luck or the circumstances, the positive circumstances, are not going to present themselves because we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed here. And I feel as though that's why the Tower card is here, because you're going to see that what happens from, or what comes from, what leads from stagnation, which is things that are happening in your favor, and you may lose this person or circumstance because of a lack of a decision, of making a decision. But we're going to have to really decide what we want to do, Sag. You're going to have to really make this decision and make it for the best of, you, if this only concerns you, or if this concerns another person, make the best decision for the both of you. Make the decision that you need to make, not really what you want to make. Sag, it's crazy. Let's see here. Okay, the Two of Wands reversed. The King of Pentacles reversed. Okay. Back to what I was saying, Sag, about not really making a decision. The Two of Wands is, someone who looks at their options and sees and says, what's the best thing for me to do? But you're going to continue to stay at this Two of Wands. But when the Two of Wands is reversed, that either means making the wrong decision or not really making one at all. This is also not being optimistic about the future or optimistic about the outcome of the situation. We have the King of Pentacles here reversed. This is a card of someone who does what they want when they want on their own time. Someone who has tunnel vision, someone who embodies this type of energy is someone who, like I said, does what they want when they want and how they want, with no regard for other people or no regard for the other party. You could maybe be dealing with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. But besides that, I really just feel like there is some stubbornness here. Or I feel like stubbornness is coming from it. And if that's not your intention, you really don't have a place to stand when a decision isn't being made. People are going to then automatically think that there's stubbornness. And with the King of Pentacles reversed here, it sort of proves that there is some stubbornness going on here. There is just waiting. And it's, I'm feeling, Sag, I'm also picking up that you're waiting for the best time to come. Excuse me. Or the best situation to present itself. But I feel like the only situation that's going to present itself if you wait like this, Sag, in a stubborn manner, I feel like the best outcome is going to be that you may not be included within that decision. And then when that happens, Sag, we can't be upset at that. We can't say, oh, well, how come I wasn't included? Or how come my opinion doesn't hold any regard or doesn't hold any say? But you had your chance. You just didn't take it. Because chances aren't given, Sag, they're taken. You understand? Sag, you have a tough one on your hands here, but you need to make a decision, okay? Let's pull a Jesus card, see what he has for you. Alright, Sag, all of these fell, so let's go ahead and take them. First one is, thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Mark 12:30. Let's take it from the bottom. Peace be unto you, as my Father hath sent me. John 20:21. Blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. Luke 11:28. And the last, my Father gives you the true bread from heaven. John 6:32. Okay, Sag. When I see these four cards here, this is some advice here. And I'm feeling as though that, what is the truth, Sag, It has to come from love. It has to come from authenticity. And I feel as though that we should trust in other people. We have to trust in other people, in other things that we can't see. Whether that's your spirituality, whether that's a rock, whatever it is, or whoever it is that you confide in terms of your higher power, Sag. I feel as though that we need to trust in it with all our heart and all our soul and all our mind. We need to, Sag. This is coming from a place where you believe with everything that you have. And it's not just a portion of it. Because when we believe and we stand in our truth, Sag, I feel as though that's when we will bring peace and we would get peace. But in order to keep in order for us to keep the peace and maintain the peace, whether for ourselves or for other people, I feel as though that we have to keep love within our environment. We have to keep love at the fore. We have to keep what it is that we're trying to accomplish at the fore, and make sure that it's authentic and make sure that it's organic and it comes from a place that we really, really want and that we really, really need. I feel as though, Sag, that maybe this situation you're going to have to talk to your higher power, Sag. You're going to have to really understand what's going on here and why the back and forthness is going on, why the decision can be made and why it's being put off and why it's being turned into somewhat of an emotional roller coaster. Because the true bread is love, and it's also the truth of what sustains you, what sustains the other person, what sustains sustenance, basically, what sustains the situation, because it's the truth. And back to believing in all what you have and all who you are, believing it with your mind, body, and soul. And believing that that's what you need and that's what you want. And that's the intention that you're going to put in or put forth towards the situation. And the reason as to why we want to completely embody or give or put all of our heart, all of our mind, and all of our soul into our decisions and what we do, so that Sag, when we arrive to that when we arrive to that circumstance and when we are involved in it, we put forth everything that we have because we truly believe that that's exactly what we want. It's all about intention, but our intentions manifest into our actions and into our beliefs and what we mean to say and who we are. You know? All right, Sag. So check out Mark 12, John 20, Luke 11, and John 6. Be something in there for you. Okay, Sag? We can't vacillate, Sag. You have to make a decision. Okay? Whether that includes you and the other person or the circumstance or just you alone. You have to make it, because when we don't make a decision, one's made for us. All right, Sag? All right. We'll see you next month. Happy New Year.